Hey folks, well I'm back to working on the Double X this evening. I'm working on bag D. It's actually the build of the transmission. The first step is to build a differential. And I think I've decided I'm not going to video the actual differential build because it takes a while. It's a bit of a long process to mess around with and it'll make for a dull video. So I'm going to put together the differential and then I'll come back and I'll show you the rest of the transmission build where we're putting all the extra gears into the housing and whatnot. So just hold on a moment and I'll be back shortly. Well, I got the diff built. Now run into a couple snags. The major one being that it's missing a single one of these, where is it? Belleville washers. You stack them together, they're a cup-shaped washer, and that's kind of what gives you a spring. So, because I'm missing one of these, this adjuster bottoms out a bit. It's supposed to be 6 in there, I only have 5, and they're actually wore out. So the adjuster bottoms out. Now I can still tighten up the diff to get some proper diff action, but I need to get some new Belleville washers. So I'll place those on order as well because I've seen those on that same website. That was the only major problem I had. A couple of bearings were a little bit sticky, but I got them cleaned up, loosened up. We'll have to see if I can get some new bearings. The only other thing was there is supposed to be this, which is a foam seal, foam thrust bearing seal. I don't have that. That's a rare part, but I'm pretty sure that website had one of those as well. And I did have new diff balls and everything, so it's nice and smooth. It'll be good. Now when you store these things, you want to, it's best to loosen off ball diffs when they're under storage so that the balls don't get flat spots on them from sitting. So I've got that one loose, and it can be adjusted on the car. You just have to take the one side out and put the screwdriver in there and the hex driver and tighten it up, and Bob's your uncle, you have a good working diff. So the next step now is to build the actual housing. First thing it mentions is to build this assembly, which is already together. I didn't bother tearing it all apart. This top shaft, and so it's all good. So that takes care of these steps already. Now it's just a matter of assembling. Now I do still have these blue foam bearing seals, which is kind of nice. So they go into the cup where this big bearing sits, and the bearing goes up against it. Seals the bearing nicely. Yeah, I see got some old double-sided servo tape on there. Take that off of there. That must have been when I was using this transmission in the TLT based crawler I built. So we'll just clean that off. Even a bit of glue here. I must have had some electronics mounted on the transmission housing. Hey, throw this bearing seal in as well. Drop this bearing on. Ooh, that one's a little bit, I don't know, it's not crunchy. I oiled them good and let them sit. Slap that in there like so. And as well, a 3/16 by 5/16 bearing, which is this guy right here, these two guys. Now these ones I think might need to be freed up. So I'm going to check them and see. That one's okay. Drop it in there. So, oh, I hear a cat in the garage. Cat must be back out, kicked out of the house. Now this one's pretty crunchy, so I'm going to take some brake cleaner, hose it, spin it, hose down, spin it, and then re-oil it. And that usually you can push out most of the junk. Well, a good amount of cleaning and some oil. Got that bearing moving smoothly again. Couldn't hurt to have it replaced as well, but it'll go in for the time being. Next is to throw, where is that little shaft? Don't tell me. This guy right here? Nope. I seem to be missing another part, and I know that it was here. Boy, oh boy. There it is. Ended up in the extras pail for some reason. Oh no, there it is. Made it over there. This goes in like so. Now this guy, these two bearings are ones I was really worried about. Got a feeling they're going to be pretty crunchy. Actually, they're not too bad. There, got the bearings in. Now, none of these bearings are in that great a shape, so I tried to pick the best of what I had. And the hole works. Nope, there's a space. This goes on with a spacer. Slides into this bearing. And this goes on. Okay, that spacer doesn't look right. That looks too thick to me. There's got to be a thinner one here somewhere. Either that or the bearing wasn't seated all the way. Here's another spacer, which is exactly the same. So it says 62 rear axle gearbox spacer. I guess they're all the same. It looked to me like the middle gear wasn't going to line up right. Yeah, there we go. Bearing just wasn't in all the way. And this middle gear. And the differential. I gotta make sure. Put the differential in the right way. Diff nut carrier side first, it says. So diff nut carrier is this side, so it goes in this way. Put it in the wrong way, the diff is going to want to loosen off when you're going forward all the time. And then the other side goes on like so. Hold your tongue straight, get things lined up. And you can see the turn it, differential's not turning. That's only because I have it loosened off all the way, so the diff gear is just spinning. So tighten her up. There you go. Just gonna loosen it back off again. Happy. Feels not too bad. Okay, those bearings could be replaced, but we don't have any right now. Have to make do. Now the next step, the last step on bag D, is to mount this up to the transmission mount. Now this transmission mount, it is chewed to heck. Transmission motor mount. So I've got my other one, which is a lot better shape. Now the only problem is, where is it? This is the one that I cut up. There it is. See, it's barely any wear on it, but Yeah, it's in two pieces. It'll go like this. So I think what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to try something first. I'm going to throw one screw in here to hold this together so parts don't go missing. And then I'm going to try brazing with some aluminum stick this mount back together. And we'll see how it turns out. I've got nothing to lose, and if that doesn't work, I'll take the other mount that's in rough shape and maybe straighten it out because it's bent up and beat to heck, and maybe give it some TLC. So I'm going to try to braze this right now, and I'll show you if I succeed. Alright, I got the piece brazed together. It's not pretty yet, I haven't cleaned it up, and with that aluminum brazing it's a little tricky. I was trying to hold it all together to get it lined up. It worked out not too bad. The only thing I'm concerned about, if you compare the two, let's see here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see, there's more of a gap on this one than this one, so I got a feeling the holes aren't going to line up properly. So the only way to find out is I'm going to do a test fit and see. I tried straightening this one out, I beat on a little bit, it's still pretty gnarly, so it's going to be a backup. And all the black came off of here from me heating it so much, but I can paint it all back up. So let's see if it's going to work. So the plate goes like so, this runs through. Sorry, let's see here, what am I looking at? This goes through here. Now the thing that I'm worried about for lining up is whether these chassis holes will line up after. Actually, it looks like it just might work. Maybe we'll get lucky. If it's going to work, then I will tear this apart and clean it up and paint it. See if I can maybe braze this back side without completely taking the joint back apart. I might have to make a fixture of some sort to hold it all in place. But, let's see here. Come on, Mr. Screw. What the heck? Oh, no wonder that don't fit. It's a metric. Duh. Okay, thread this guy in. And thread this guy in. Well, I look online for all those other parts I'm thinking of ordering. I'm going to see if I can, maybe they'll have one of these plates as well. I'll order it up. Thread this one in. Like so. I'll probably come back, pull this apart. Or when I pull it apart, I'll thread lock those screws in. Now the next step is the Hydra drive, which is already built, bag E. And then that also is the mounting of this transmission. What I'm thinking I'm going to do, it's hard to tell. So I'm going to do a test fit. Looks like this is supposed to push up against there. And when I do that, the holes line up. There's a little bit of stress on there, but not too bad. It all lines. The biggest thing is whether it'll all sit in here. This comes in like so. The screws will pull down. You know what? Right on. It is going to work. So there you have it. I'm done. Done bag D. Besides cleaning this up, so the next step will be bag E, and I was thinking of doing that one tonight as well, but fire's getting low and it's cooling off in here again. It's minus 20 Celsius outside, so gets pretty cool, but yeah, I'm happy that turned out. Between now and the next video, I'll do some more work on this. Maybe I can figure out a way to hold this plate where it needs to go exactly, and then I can braze the inside too, because I'm a little worried that strength wise it's not going to hold, see? So I'll do a little more work on that. I'll bevel that in and try it again, but at least I know things are going to line up, so I'm happy with that. And in the meantime, I'll do some looking around online and see what parts I can find, maybe place an order. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying this series, and next it'll be Bag E. Until then, take care and talk to you later.